Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, August 10th, 2026. Six. Um, Getting sick of doing that. Oh, Bill, you've been doing it every week, for the last 8 months. Well, why would you stop? How are you? Sorry about no Thursday podcast. I'm sure you guys got over it. Sorry, I had a little fucking showbiz gig again. It went a little longer than I thought I was gonna. I was in New York City. New York. I wanna wake up living on top of 200 different units and smell their food and hear their fights. But I do. You don't get it, man. Man, you don't get it. You don't get it. That's what New Yorkers always say. You don't get it. I live there. I get it. I'd like a parking spot. I'd like to fucking be able to, walk outside to a yard. Anyway, I had a great time when I love shitting on New York. It's just a fun. Somebody has to do it. They're so busy fucking sucking their own dicks every once in a while. You just got to remind them. You got to remind them, like, hey, this is how you live in your 20s and your 30s. You don't have to do it into your 50s and 60s. Probably a lot less people move out of the city in their 50s and 60s now because of Ubers. But back in the day, when you had to fight for a cab, I remember when I got in my late 30s just being like, I don't have this in me anymore. When it was raining out and you have your hand up and then some chick would just walk past you, because it's a one-way street, so now she's in front of you. And it's just like, oh, my God. I was just, okay. I'm doing this for my whole fucking life. Then you got the guy in the corner selling the umbrella that was $3 and now it's raining, so now it's $10. And the first time you buy it, and then the first time there's half a gust of wind, the whole fucking thing falls apart. You feel like you're in one of those cartoons, like the Coyote where you fucking put the umbrella up to stop the rock. Anyway, you wouldn't know. I did have a great time when I was in New York, and I did my job that I had there, and so the next day I had like a little bit of a free day, and I went to this guitar store. And I was just, of course, they didn't have any lefties. And, of course, I suck at guitar, but I still like looking at them, right? So I come out of the fucking place. And, dude, it's broad daylight. And I don't know where this woman came from. She was just up on me. And she had, like, her hand, I had sweatpants on. She was pulling on my pocket. And she was, like, talking like she was in Shutter Island. She's like, hey, I didn't know what she's saying, but, like, that all hit me at once. So I like fucking slapped her hand away like a child. You get distance, slapped it away and I backed up like, the fuck are you doing? The fuck is wrong with you? And then I was checking my pockets, backing up. I'm like, you don't fucking touch people like that. And she's still going like, whatever the fuck she was saying. And then finally, there was enough distance. Crazy people, they can't see too far because they're like, tripping, so you stepped into their fucking matrix or something. So then she sees this other guy and she starts talking to him, and he put both his hands like, whoa, she started grabbing on him. So I don't know, your adrenaline's going, you're like, what the fuck. And I got back into my hotel room, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was like shook up, like it really bothered me. I mean, she was crazy, whatever. She didn't have like a weapon, but if like the fact that it was broad daylight and I was so walking on the guitar shop, like, wow, that was like really cool. Like no situational awareness, like was just right up. If that was a dude and he wanted to stab me, that happens. So, didn't like that. I was like, Billy, back in the day, used to fucking took a few of them self-defense classes. I think I need to go back. I'm out there like I'm singing in the rain. This fucking lady. I don't know. It was sort of a crowded area, so maybe it was that. I have no fucking. I don't know where the fuck she came from, but it was broad daylight. Got so close, two fingers was pulling my pocket. I gave her the old dad fucking, get the fuck away. What the fuck are you doing? And there's always that, the Rubik's Cube of it's a woman. Like, what do I do? What if she comes at me? Front kick? Do you front kick the cleavage? Like, what exactly happens there? I don't know. Anyway, so I had my little New York moment. And also, oh, fucking Billy, man. I'm obviously old as shit now. And, like, the amount of stuff I can't eat anymore, like, chocolate gives me heartburn. I mean, I kind of stay away from desserts anyway, but, like, I'd gone out to dinner with my lovely wife. And there was somebody there I knew, and as a joke, they told him that it was my birthday or something, so they brought over all these fucking desserts, and the waiter knew or whatever. They didn't give a shit. It was like the end of the night, so they were just all laughing. So I didn't want to be rude, so, they brought over, like, it was one of those restaurants where the portions are small, but the bill isn't, one of those restaurants. So they brought over, like, 4 of these little things, so I sampled each one of them, and I've been doing that matcha shit, and I just got sick of it. It's not like coffee. We can just keep drinking it like you're a cop working a cold case file, Like matcha, you can have like one, and like that's it. And I just kind of I just got sick of it. No, I know what it was. I kept going to this one place, and their matcha was like really strong. And it was kind of like fucking, I don't know, didn't sit right in my stomach, so I just ordered a coffee, then I got back on coffee. So I had the chocolate, then I had the coffee. And then later on that night, I had lamb chops with balsamic vinaigrette. So I had all that acidic shit. And all of a sudden, I was Billy Hiccups, right? And they wouldn't stop. And I had this one other time when I got into rehearsals with Glenn Gary. So this was the cure. I got to New York hiccuping the whole fucking way, on and off. I just got a dry bagel, ate that, and had a banana. I just kept doing that. That's all I ate, and it just absorbed all of it, and then I was good. I will tell what I learned is if you tell somebody in a bagel shop that you want a plain bagel with nothing on it, they think that just means cream cheese only. And I found out that cream cheese on the acidic table was a 4 to a 4.5. Anything north of a 7, I think, is considered like full on. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm sitting there trying to, I'll have some bread. And I ordered like a BLT, not realizing that tomatoes were acidic and it would just get it going again. It's just fucking dumb. And Tums did nothing. Because I think at that point it was like fucking acid reflux. So old Billy had a couple, I had a little moment there. That's when I knew my acid reflux was away, when the Shutter Island chick grabbed my pockets and I fucking was like freaked out. My hiccups didn't come back. So I was like, all right, there we go. It's all good. So anyway, I ate at this diner, right? And they had like the newspaper. I fucking love that shit. There's nothing better than having breakfast, reading a newspaper, right? So they had the Post, which I always felt had the best sports page. Worst front section and then best sports page. And then like back-to-back days, they of course had like the fucking funniest headlines. They're going off on that mayor. They call him the socialist mayor. It's so funny. Anytime any politician wants to actually do something for working people, they're called a communist or a socialist. Like unregulated capitalism is fucking working for everybody. Communism, socialism, that's fucking terrible. Let's have one guy have a bunch of rockets and $1 trillion and then have a bunch of veterans living under a bridge. That's fucking, see, this is the way you run a country. Anyway, so they call him like a socialist as always, and then they just start saying that he's short-tempered, he does this and he does that. according to unnamed sources in the Congress or something like that. It's like, you fucking bitches. Just going around trying to dig up stuff on this. Just like they had nothing to do other than to write an article that this guy was, short-tempered and blah, blah, blah. You know, all you have to do to read through all of that is he might actually hold banks accountable. He might question our foreign policy. You fucking socialist. Anyway, it is amazing that we can see that communism and socialism doesn't work, but we can't see that capitalism doesn't work. Can't fucking see it. The problem is not the form. It's people. No matter what form of government you have, it's not going to fucking work because psychopaths will ascend to the top of that mountain and then just take everything for themselves, no matter what the fuck you call it. All right, that's my little thing. I'll get off the fucking stump this. So then the next day, the Post at the cover had this whole article about how kids, can't read, are reading at a really low level in this country. And guess who they blame? They blame the teachers. They were like, shame on teachers. You're going to blame teachers, those poor underpaid people? That's who the fuck you're going to blame. What about all of the parents out there that use an iPad? They outsource their being a parent with an iPad. They give it to their kids. You see them. The kid starts crying. They just hand them a fucking iPad. These kids have no focus. They're fucking overly stimulated. And then you send them to school along with 30 other fucking kids and some poor human beings up there with a piece of chalk and a blackboard trying to hold their fucking attention. We took all the funding away and all of that stuff. It should have been shame on us. Shame on us for not raising our fucking kids to have an attention span. Now that all that information is out there, right? And shame on us for allowing the politicians to fucking, defund all of those things. Because people at the top don't want to pay any fucking taxes. Blaming the goddamn teachers. That's where I don't line up with conservative thought. I line up with it with a lot of other shit. iPads, phones, none of that shit. Giving hormone-changing drugs to your fucking 4-year-old like they have a date that weekend. Like, I don't understand any of that shit. I'd be like, I think I'm going to be conservative here, and I'm going to back off of that. Don't think I'm going to fucking do that, The way you lose me is when there's problems, you always look down. Like, the people down are fucking making decisions. Like, you have the whole public school system. Let's blame the least powerful. Let's blame the underpaid teacher. Dealing with iPads and legal weed. Oh my God, did you see in Texas out of nowhere all of a sudden fucking made marijuana illegal and then has like those Rockefeller laws. You have like a fucking ounce of weed or whatever the fuck it is. Half an ounce, quarter of an ounce, eighth of an ounce. I don't know what the fuck it is. But like you're going to be a convicted felon. And I got a feeling that they're going to be searching some groups of people more than other groups of people because when you're a felon, you can't vote. Diabolical. I know I have a lot of friends that are potheads that fucking moved out to Texas, so I fucking feel bad for them. You can't fucking do that to people. You can't have something be legal that someone is into. Be like, that's illegal. That's like making sunbathing illegal in Florida. It's like I moved down here to get away from the winter. I love how they make weed legal and what they should make illegal is now that it's legal, what corporations are doing to weed. It's like the chemicals, the sugar, all of the shit that they've put into it. Like, whatever happened to a bag of grass, man? That's the worst thing about their beginning to legalize like mushrooms and shit, which actually have true healing powers, I think. It's worked good for me. Once corporations get a hold of them, they're going to just you won't be able to find mushrooms from Mother Nature anymore, and they'll own the seed and they'll take it over, and then they immediately the pink slime. They take the pink slime off the floor to fatten up their fucking products so they don't have to put as much hamburger in there. By the way, I did go to this fucking hamburger place, and I had to order it medium. I had to order the burger medium. I should have ordered like medium well, because I remember the last time I usually get a burger medium rare. I got it medium rare, and it was like fucking the center was almost cold. You know when you pick up a burger and before you even bite into it, there's a puddle of blood on the plate. It's like, is the grill on? What are we doing? What did we do? Did you put like this on top of a radiator for half a second and just touch it on both sides? And if you have a patty that thick, you got to go low and slow if somebody's going medium or beyond. I mean, this is the kind of things that you learn when you work a grill at a restaurant. Oh, Billy Chef Hat. Oh, Billy Chef Hat. Sorry, I'm all over the map here. I'm just telling you about my trip. So, on the flight out, I watched two movies that I thought I had seen both of them, just because I've heard about them for so long and I've seen so many clips. I just always thought I sat down and watched it wire to wire. But like, there's a lot of movies like that. Like, Grease is always on TV, and you just feel like, yeah, I've seen this movie. That's like, I never sat down and watched the whole thing. That or like Star Wars. Don't know that I've ever done that. So you think that you've seen these. After a while, they've just been on TV so long, you think you've seen them. What's another good example of those? Just always on fucking TV movies. Because people will just watch them because they're these huge fucking hits. Anyway, I had never seen Friday, if you can fucking believe that, with Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. I knew I had never ever just sat down and watched the whole thing, but I've seen so many fucking clips over the years that I thought I had seen pretty much the whole movie. And I think that's why I just never watched. I was like, yeah, I saw it. I caught it, most of it online. I'll fucking watch something else. I never saw it. And I sat down and watched it like, I didn't see any of the movie. I think I just kept saying that Chris Tucker, you guys got knocked the fuck out. And then I always see him like, damn, looking at the good-looking girl walking by. And then that actor Zeus coming up and robbing him. Like, I'd seen that. And I don't know. Those were just like clips. But I never saw it. Obviously fucking hilarious. And my favorite actor in there, because, everybody talks obviously about Chris Tucker and Ice Cube, and they obviously all crushed it. But there was a guy, DJ Pooh, who played a UPS driver. He was fucking fantastic. He was so funny, but like grounded. There was something about him. And I guess he's more of a musician than an actor, but god damn it, he fucking killed it. And then I watched that movie Juice, which I had never seen. And that movie's like 30-something years old. That is just a straight up, timeless, amazing movie. Like, it held up. And the acting in it is fucking amazing. Like, I didn't realize how good an actor Tupac was. Like, I saw him in that Tim Roth movie. But I never saw the one with Janet Jackson. That just looked like a romance movie. And, I was like in my 20s. I was like, I don't watch that shit. I'm sure that's not what it's about. But everybody, Jermaine Hopkins was fucking hilarious and funny. I'm sorry, hilarious and had to cry in a few scenes. Like, he was getting interrogated by the cops, and Omar Epps, of course, was amazing. But Jesus Christ. What's his face? Tupac's character was a straight up fucking psychopath. Anyway, I watched those two movies. Oh, and you guys told me to watch that Robert Redford movie where he was the that motorcycle racer. I got to admit, I couldn't get through it. His character was such a fucking asshole, and he made this choice where he was chewing gum, and then he was also sort of brushing his teeth dry with no toothpaste. It was like a character choice he made where he just kept taking this toothbrush out of his fucking pocket and would brush his teeth. And, you know, people eating in movies drives me nuts, just the sound of it. Chewing gum and now brushing the teeth. Like, I was just like, and he was fucking these people over because they were like country bumpkins, and he was like more worldly, and he was getting over on him. And I was just like, I fucking hate this guy. I don't understand what his journey is, and I don't care what it is. I'm rooting for the other fucking guy, and then he goes to brush his teeth again. I was like, I can't fucking watch this. So there you go. Those are my movie reviews for the week. I wish I knew the name. Hang on, I'll get you the fucking name of the movie I'm talking about. Hold on. Robert Redford motorcycle movie. It's something. Yeah, there it is. Little Foss and Big Halsey. I mean, obviously Robert Redford's an amazing actor, but he played an astounding cunt in that fucking movie. But whatever. You guys keep coming with the recommendations, and I'll watch whatever you send my way. And then last but not least, I watched the MotoGP, the one from Silver Cup. And I watched the sprint race with Jorge Martin winning that one. But dude, fucking Marc Marquez was like 18 points away from the leader, and after this weekend, he's 40. And I swear to God, the announcers like 500 times are just going like, I don't think I've ever seen Marc Marquez, slipping. And he's, his back tire is like ice. He has no rubber. I don't think I've ever seen Marc Marquez, be on a motor. It's like they said it like 20 times during the sprint. It's only like a fucking 10-lap race. And then they said it another fucking 30 times on Sunday. It's like, I get it. His bike isn't fucking working well this weekend. But what's this? I also, this is something I don't understand in motorcycle racing. Every once in a while, there's just a race, and it just seems like one guy just says, fuck this. And on the first lap, he's just running away from everybody, and they can't catch him. That happened like Raul Fernandez. Like by the fifth lap, he had like a 3.5, 4 second lead. I've got to talk to somebody that knows something about this sport. It's like, why was his bike so much faster than everybody else's? I don't know. It's strange. But, so Raul Fernandez got in first place, but unfortunately his teammate, Iogura, fucking crashed on Sunday. Because I was actually thinking, let's see, what's the point standings here? Ogura's in third place, and Raul Fernandez is in sixth place. So you actually had somebody that was fucking with Aprilia as far as getting the team championship, but, Beschecki and Martin are just fucking running away with this thing. But it was going to be fun for half a second. If Ogura could have got some points there. He's only 6 behind Beschecki, but Fernandez is almost 60 points behind Martin. I don't know. All right, let me do the fucking reads here. Oh, Billy, still fucking. Get your head on a swivel, Bill. Fucking. Remind me that dream I had with that lady doing like that gibberish because she was speaking softly too. I remember that time I had this dream a long time ago. I was laying in bed, sleeping, and I woke up, and there was some little girl at the end of my bed. She had these giant Fiona Apple eyes. Remember that awful those books, Love Is? Those weird things that took off in like the 70s. And they had these little kids, and every page said, love is, you know, buttering your fucking toast and giving it to your wife. It's just stupid. I don't know. It was kind of like for people who don't watch the news, so they have no idea what's going on, and they just sort of would shop at places like Wicks and Sticks and then go get a muffin at Pewter Pot. These are all discontinued stores from my childhood. Mammoth Mart. I finally figured that out. Mammoth Mart. I'm like, why the fuck did they have like a little woolly mammoth as their mascot? And mammoth also means gigantic, you dumb fuck. It was a big box store. Like literally 50 years later, I'm like, oh, that's what it meant. Anyway, so I had this dream. There was this little girl. I wake up, there's this little girl standing there, like with big eyes, and she's like whispering, looking at me, and she's smiling, nodding her head. And I go like, what'd you say, little girl? I can't hear. I can't hear you. And come a little closer. And they're just coming closer. And she was going, she was like fucking smiling and nodding her head. I was like, what? And she finally came up like right next to me on the side of the bed. And I was like, she was adorable. So I was smiling. Hey, what'd you say? What'd you say? And she goes, you're going to kill yourself. I fucking woke up. Do you guys remember this? I told this thing, and then one of the listeners said, "What they're saying, you want to have a kid," because that was when me and Nia were going to try to have a kid, and was saying that by having a kid, you're killing your old self, because now you're going to have all this responsibility and this whole being able to sleep as long as you want and blah 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 blah. You're killing that off, and it's like, all right, well that's an interesting theory, but like, why did it have to be so fucking terrifying? Because you're terrified of having a child. They can just, once somebody gets an angle, they can just weave it in there. But it's also like, I don't know, man. Like, what if I was going to kill myself? What if it just was what it was? And then why is she so excited about it? That is another frustration. Why do you dream in like metaphors and in like symbolic shit? Like, I don't know. Why can't it just be like, because then I guess it wouldn't be a dream. Does it I guess it has to be trippy or it's not a dream. I don't fucking know. All right. Simply Safe, everybody. Simply Safe. Okay. Here's the thing about other home security systems. I don't want to gossip, okay, but they're all designed for after the window breaks, after someone's inside, after you get the notification, after the police come, after they took your fucking drugs. Simply Safe is the first system designed for before, stopping a break-in before it even begins. Unlike traditional security systems that only alert you after a break-in is already underway, Simply Safe is designed to help stop intruders before they get inside. Smart AI-powered outdoor cameras. They're smart, everybody. They took a test and they did better than the other ones. They're not smart. It's not alive. It doesn't care. It does a job. If it does a good job, it's because a human being made it. A smart human being. I'm sick of these fucking gadgets getting all the goddamn credit. Smart AI-powered outdoor cameras detect suspicious activity at the perimeter and alert live U.S.-based agents to step in. Simply Safe's agents assess the threat, intervene through the outdoor camera to scare off trespassers, and call for 911 dispatch. Simply Safe has been protecting your world for 20 years, celebrate their anniversary with us and save 60% off your new Simply Safe system at simplysafe.com/Burr. Jesus, that's a lot of S's. 60% off. That's 60% off simplysafe.com/Burr. Burr is all in capital letters. Plus, when you order, write in our show name in How Did You Hear About Us survey to let them know we sent you. Don't forget, there's no safe like Simply Safe. All right. Mint Mobile, everyone. When we were kids, summer meant freedom. No homework, no teachers, no schools, no iPads, no sugar in your weed, man. As an adult, summer still means freedom. Thanks to Mint Mobile's summer sale. Right now, all of Mint's plans are $15 per month, even unlimited. So free yourself from big wireless and their gimmicks and gotchas and switch to Mint for high-speed data and coverage on T-Mobile 5G. I guess somebody cut all the Verizon lines downtown. Somebody from Sprint went over there and sabotaged it. That's what's going on out here in LA. Mint Mobile took what's wrong with wireless and made it right with premium wireless for $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your current phone and your number. Choose from 3, 6, or 12-month plans and say goodbye to a monthly bill. Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile. It's so easy. Sign up online and get 3 months of premium wireless services just for $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Burr. That's mintmobile.com/Burr. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mint.com/Burr. That's it. There's no catch. And here's a disclaimer. There's no catch. Disclaimer. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months. Plan requires $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only greater than 50G may slow when network is busy. Includes up to 200 gigabyte hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mint.com. It's mintmobile.com. Jesus Christ, they covered their asses in that disclaimer. You know, and it might suck, and we might blame your phone. Shit happens. All right, Cash App, everybody. Cash App. What's something kids buy today that you are surprised by? Example, surplus coffee trips, etc. I don't know what that means. Intro, for all parents out there with teenagers, we know you're already trying to keep a million different things under control. Cash App is here to make sure your teens' money and their spending isn't adding to that craziness. With Cash, it's your fucking kid. Don't give them any money. With Cash App Card available to teens 13 to 17 with sponsorship by an eligible parent or guardian, every transaction triggers a real-time notification for you to see, empowering your teen to practice independence while giving you peace of mind and keeping track of their spending. You can also manage everything directly from your own Cash App account without having to switch between the two, making it simple to stay connected to your teen's financial activity in a way that's both efficient and empowering. Finally, how much power have parents given away? I feel empowered over my teenager. It's your fucking kid. You're not going out tonight. That's it. Finally, no one wants unnecessary surprises. With Cash App, there are no monthly fees, no minimum balance requirements, and no hidden charges when sending or receiving money. With Cash App Card, you and your teen's balances receive 24/7 fraud monitoring, and if the card ever gets lost, you have the ability to lock their card right from your phone in just one tap. Parents, it's time to start focusing on your teen's financial learning and growth instead of stressing about the fine print. If you're ready to give your teen more independence while staying in the loop, start by downloading Cash App and sponsoring their account today. Download Cash App today and sponsor your teen. Visit our link in bio. Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank members FDIC. Cash App's Visa Debit Flex Card, Jesus Christ, issued by Sutton Bank member FDIC and the Bank NA pursuant to license from Visa USA Incorporated. It's still going here. See terms and conditions for the Sutton prepaid card, Sutton Debit Flex Card, and Bancorp Debit Flex Card. Savings provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit Cash App/legal/podcast for full disclosures. All right. I'm going to take a break because I still have 2 more reads. So I'm taking a break. We're going to get into what you guys want to talk about. Privacy hack, everybody. Bill, did you know that if you spray your license plate with Rust-Oleum 214944 reflective coating, you can avoid being spied on by flock cameras? I did not know that. I think that'd be great merch. You could sell scans at your show with your picture on them. Have the artists make you look like the McDonald's hamburglar with a shit-eating grin. Thanks and go fuck yourself. Well, pretty soon what they're going to do is they're going to make that illegal. They're going to make doing that illegal. And they're going to make cutting down the cameras a felony, and they're just going to force you to be in this police state. And I pray for the day where these morons who follow politics finally understand that the Democrats and the Republicans are working for the same fucking people. And that you then set aside your red tie and blue tie loyalties, and with the working class all comes together. That's what I hope happens. Honestly, I really do. I hope that, I mean, you live in the United States of America and you have freedom of speech. Go outside and go protest and see how long you can be out there before a cop beats the shit out of you. I mean, every time there's like a protest, that's all I see. It's just people getting manhandled and being provoked. And, the powers that be put somebody on the protester side to, air quote, throw something at the cops so they have the excuse to beat the shit out of you and send you home. And then regular people see this. Oh, you go to a protest, you get the shit kicked out of you. Dude, have you seen all of this stuff, all of these sexual assaults by these ICE agents? And you got all of these racist white people that are still backing them because they don't see themselves going into the vans. Like, I don't have to deal with that. I'm not brown or whatever. It's unfucking believable what people are just turning a blind eye to. Anyway, but yeah, we should be doing something. Like, why are we all being treated like we're fucking John Gotti? We're not doing anything. But I told you, like, the reason for that is they know that eventually this whole, oh, it's because of the Democrats, oh, it's because of the Republicans, oh, it's because of Mexicans or Chinese or the Russians, and just, they just, no one's going to buy it anymore. And then their big fear is we all get on the same page because there's way more of us than them. That's their big panic. So they're just going to watch you everywhere you go. They're going to watch what you say. Like, I'm fully prepared for in the future what I'm saying right now in a podcast. Eventually, by the end of my life, will be illegal to actually say what's going on. We are rapidly marching towards a full-on fucking dictatorship, and with half of the citizens buying patriotic merch from the person with his foot on the gas pedal to the floor. I mean, these fucking people, it's like they think they're in the club. It's like, dude, you're not in the club. You're not in the club. You bought into it. We all do it. We all get duped. We all get fucking tricked. It's like, this guy is not working for you. All right, African Woodstock. African Woodstock, that sounds fucking interesting. Hey, Billy Bang the Drums Burr. I saw this rare footage, I'd never seen it before, of Tony Williams in Africa with his yellow Gretsch kit jamming with drummers over there. And it was the worst camera work I've ever seen. Like, at one point, they were zooming in on Tony Williams' forearm with his forearm muscle, like, twitching as he was playing. It's like, I don't know what the purpose of it was. But it was really frustrating because I wanted to see him play, and I wanted to see how many people he was jamming with and all of that. And this person was just going extreme close-ups of forearms and elbows and hands on drums. Anyway, Billy Bang the Drums Burr. I wanted to put you on to a music documentary I recently stumbled across called Soul to Soul. Soul to Soul to me is a Stevie Ray Vaughan song and an album. It's a concert put on in celebration of Ghana's independence. Who did they get independence from? Was it France? Prominent soul/jazz artists put in the concert, or put it on in Ghana in 1971, and it has loosely been called the African Woodstock. Artists such as the staple singers Wilson Pickett, Santana, and Ike and Tina Turner. What? Well, what about rock stars over there? They must have had some people from over there, right? Among others were artists that were featured at this concert. You know what? Maybe, what would the odds be that I actually saw that clip? Is your phone now reading everything? They saw that I was going to get this fucking email, so they sent me that clip. This is weird. The percussion at this concert was unbelievable, and it included African instruments and bongos, which you don't typically see nowadays. You don't? I have a new found admiration for Santana's drummer, Michael Shreve. Oh, that kid was a beat. He played Woodstock. He was like 19 years old, and he absolutely kills it during that last set. He absolutely killed Woodstock. Just overall amazing soul/jazz vibes and amazing live artistry. I think you would really enjoy it and should check it out. Thanks and go fuck yourself. I 100% will check that out. That would be amazing. Oh, Billy Drumhead. Been working on my single stroke roll, the 4-stroke roll, coming off the hi-hat, like those fucking, Mitch Mitchell, Keith Moon, and all of them. It's weird. To do a 4-stroke roll coming off a tom, either the rack or the floor, for some reason is easier for me, but like to have your hand crossed and that first note and then go into, you hit a note and then at tempo, right? And then go into a 4-stroke rough. It's just really fucking weird for me. And then the old herda, the bludger, the one that Alex Van Halen, Dave Grohl, and guys like that, Billy Cobbin fucking have used. I never got a good single stroke roll together. I would always get like frustrated, never had the technique to keep going. My forearms would start burning, and I didn't know that meant slow down and go get somebody to help you on your technique so you don't fucking hurt yourself, get carpal tunnel and all of that shit. So I was just like, well, when am I ever going to play like a fast single stroke roll? And then I would listen to everything from like, Train Kept a Rollin' or something like that that would have shit like that, or like It's So Easy, Steven Adler, the beginning. And I was like, oh, well, they're doing it. So anyway, I like the looks of this one here. Quit job and travel. Oh, I keep doing that thing where I make it go all the way back up to the top. Hang on. All right. Quit job and travel. All right, this person says here, love your podcast, man. I wanted some advice. I am 31 years old and have lived with my girlfriend, whom I love a lot. We have no kids and love traveling. We both work. She has a bit of debt she's paying off. I'm an engineer who's been at my job for about 3 years now. Dude, I swear to God, if an engineer chooses the hippie travel life, that's fucking amazing, because I feel like you could get a job. They always need engineers, right? The company gives me stock, and the stock has tripled in the past year, meaning I have saved a bit over 200 grand, not even including my retirement fund. So I'm immediately thinking, well, dude, why would you quit this fucking job? Take a week off, travel, keep banking that money. You sound like you're young. When you get even older, then you could do this move. But he goes on to say, I hate my boss and my boss's boss and all the douchebags above them. The job itself is interesting, but I've come to hate these guys. They criticize my work and point out errors and deadlines constantly, even though I get my shit done. I feel like they're trying to crucify me. All right, well, as long as like you're not like a fucking arrogant ass. I mean, you do work for them, but I see what you're saying. If they're just nitpicking, justifying the fact that they need to justify that they have a desk, so you got to come around and say some shit. Person goes on, says, anyway, I want to quit my job sometime in the next year, finish our apartment lease, and take my money and travel the world for months. My dad would be upset as he was an engineer who worked hard his whole life, but I want this badly. Should I do it? Am I wrong? I don't give a fuck about a fancy car or much for material objects. Let me know, man. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. No, dude, you're not wrong at all. I can tell you, you will never fucking regret doing that. Traveling the fucking world as opposed to playing it safe. And even like, when you get a job like that, I'm saying, wow, you saved up 200 grand, you got benefits. Okay, your boss is an asshole. All right, the boss is boss. Okay, they crucify you. But, money makes you choose fear, it makes you choose security. It makes you not follow your heart. Follow your heart, dude. If you want to go travel the fucking world, I would do it. You can travel the world for nothing. There's all kinds of information out there on how you can people just have like a backpack. Travel like a rock star. Speaking of Steven Adler, I remember one time I got the chance to interview him, one of my heroes in life. And I asked him, I said, all right, comedians go out. We go out for a week and we come back. You guys will go out for a year, 2 years. So I said, all right, you're not going to be home for a year. You're packing for the road. What do you bring? He goes, that's easy. He goes, 2 shirts and 1 pair of pants. And people would be like, dude, that's fucking gross. Like, to just be living with a go bag, basically. And I kind of pieced together what he was saying because I read David Lee Roth's autobiography. Listen, people, you don't listen to this podcast for the brains. All right, this is some of my deep reading. So I read the David Lee Roth autobiography, and he was talking about the same thing. He was like, you don't have to bring any clothes. Like, people give you, if you're in a band, you're going to get some free T-shirts. The venue will give you a T-shirt. He said one time Harley Davidson came by, was trying to get us to buy motorcycles. They came by with a bunch of merch. And next thing you know, he said everybody on the tour for like 2 months was wearing Harley Davidson shit until people lost it or spilt shit on it or burned it or whatever the fuck happened. Anyway, so you can just literally not get involved in this whole world of getting married and then having kids and buying a house and filling up with stuff. Not to say there's anything wrong with that. That's my life, and I love my life. But I also traveled the world before I did all that. Sorry. I had to get up early before the kids to do this podcast. I don't regret any of it. And to be able to watch the news and listen to what they're talking about, with like a place that you've actually been to and hung out with the people and vibed with them and everything. And it's how you start to realize that like everybody's basically cool, and that all of this shit, wars, foreign policy, embargoes, all of this tariffs, all of this stuff is just nothing more than greed. And it's one side trying to take something from another side, or one side trying to force another side to do what they want. And then they get on TV and they get behind podiums and they start saying that these people want to come over here and take what we have. It's, they usually say the exact opposite. They want to come on, they want to take your free, they don't like you that you're free. I mean, when I was growing up, the whole fucking time I was growing up, they tried to tell me that Russia didn't like America because they were jealous of our blue jeans and our movies. And then terrorists were like, they're jealous, they don't like our freedom and all of this stuff. And we just completely ignore, our foreign policies and what we've been doing. That, it's how racists look at the world. They looked at an oppressed group of people. When the oppressed group of people has had enough and they respond in a violent way, then they go, see, look, they're prone to fucking violence. And they just completely ignore what's been doing to these people. It's like, that's how abusive people view the world. So you can get out from if you travel with open eyes and ears, and like I've had such a good time traveling the world. I'm like excited for you to go do this. And the fact that you're an engineer, you found this job, there's going to be another engineering job. Okay, but you're never going to be young again, not married, no kids. You know, you have your health and all of that shit. I think it's great your girlfriend's paying down her debt, and that's how you should live. Don't live in this constant state of debt, and you know, you're young, so you don't have that much debt, I would hope, and just get out in front of that shit early if you can. I get the debt of having a house. I mean, who the fuck can just go buy a house, right? You got to take out a loan. But like that fucking revolving credit card debt, you know, because you had to have that thing you saw, I don't know, nobody goes to the mall anymore, on fucking Amazon. You don't need to do that anymore. I would have a limited amount of stuff, debt-free, and just go and travel. And I there's never been a country I've been to that I haven't been absolutely like amazed with. Like the second you get there, like, you know, as much as corporations are fucking everywhere, you know, you know, the same fucking chain things. When I went to Saudi Arabia, that was like the biggest disappointment. I'm like, Jesus, McDonald's, Burger King, Dunkin' Donuts, and you know, but then the people though is what's amazing. I'm going to like fucking New Zealand, and it was like Eden, you know. I'll tell you what amazing. Israel. We stayed in Jaffa, and actually went to this little bootleg 7-Eleven looking thing, and they actually had real cigars, you know, real Cuban cigars, sorry. And I sat there with Joe Bartnick smoking a Partagas Series D and watched all these beautiful, you know, I thought the Palestinians and Israelis didn't live together. I mean, I thought like there was always so much strife that it's like you're over here, we're over here. And no, they were just all mixed up, and they were beautiful people. And you just, you know, and you get to sit there going like, what the fuck is everybody fighting for over here? The Mediterranean Sea, this is gorgeous, blah, blah, blah. And you just kind of you get past this. This is all fucking real estate and religion. Went through the Middle East. They're big on dates. I had no idea how much I like dates. I had a buddy of mine who was doing the gig with me. He was like, dude, I'm back in stay. I'm fucking eating dates. These things are goddamn delicious. They served him with like tea. Never would have thought of that combination. That was like fantastic. I'm going to take you a old little memory lane, just the shit that pops up. I remember going through England, and the promoter, ended up doing a gig near his hometown. And I told him I wanted some legit fish and chips. And he goes, I'll take you to where my parents used to take me. And we went over and we got fish and chips. And we sat by this little river in a park eating fish and chips on a perfect sunny day. It was fucking amazing. And then the classic, going to Scotland. And the guy holding up the sign. And I couldn't understand a word he was saying. He had a sign with my name on it. And I pointed at him. And he nodded. And he goes, Bullawullum. I was like, what? Bullawullum. What? You prefer Bullawullum? I said, oh, Bill. And he goes, Bull. And he was the greatest guy. And he shot this shit with me the whole way into town. And I maybe understood fucking 20% of what he was saying. Oh, I remember the first time I heard somebody say cunt. Me and Nia were in England. You know, when you feel like, I feel like when they go over there, they want to see somebody in New York be like, hey, I'm walking here, right? So we were in one of those little black cabs that they got. And somebody stopped short, so our cab stopped short, and there was a guy on a bicycle behind us, and he had to stop short. I almost ran into him. And I just heard, oh, you fucking cunt. And me and Nia smiled at each other like, we really are in England. I remember being somewhere in the Nordic countries, and there was a whole bar made out of ice. Being in there with Nia drinking fucking vodka. I also remember being over there, and there was this crazy meal that we got. It was like 17 courses, and in the end, the dessert was the most funkiest fucking cheese to the point Nia couldn't even smell it. And I just started eating it because she couldn't believe that I was eating it. And she was going, stop it, stop it. And I was dying laughing. And dude, my fucking nose, my eyes were tearing up. The sharpest, whatever, I don't know, whatever the term is. First time we went to France and seeing the fucking Eiffel Tower, speaking a little bit of French. I went to the Dominican Republic and I rode a horse and went like behind this fucking waterfall. I mean, this is like, you're going to fucking listen to your bosses? And one time I did a whole tour of Canada and I brought my hockey stuff and played pickup hockey across the whole fucking continent. My favorite one was they flooded a basketball court. It was the smallest rink I'd ever been in. And these fucking kids, they're obviously the Canadians, they can skate. These kids' ability, they could turn in a phone booth with the puck. It was fucking amazing. What else? Australia, visiting Bon Scott's grave. Being upset that there was a Miller Genuine Draft and a bunch of alcohol, which I thought was kind of stupid too. He kind of died because he was drinking. It was kind of weird. You know, if somebody overdosed on fucking heroin, I wouldn't leave a bunch of syringes there, you know. That one, first time seeing the Sydney Opera House. Going to Singapore. The fucking dumplings when I was in Hong Kong. Mumbai, India, meeting all the comics over there, and they were fucking hilarious, and they were like ball busters. Which is not something, you know, what did I know about India? I knew Gandhi, Deepak Chopra, and somebody calling you up on, like, you know, when you called customer service. And they'd be like, hello, my name is Steve. And it's like, I know your name isn't Steve, and I know you're not in America. And that was my fucking opening joke that I wanted to do that night. And I forgot to do it because I had to get a piece of paper that said that I could go to India, and then I had to go to the embassy and fucking get a piece of paper that said I could leave. And the promoter, when he was calling me, he's like, don't worry, man. It was, I'll go in there with you. I'll handle it. And I got to the embassy, and they said that he couldn't go in there. I had to go in there by myself, navigate that whole system. I was sitting next to some chick from Afghanistan. She's looking at me, and I'm looking at her. We're like, I don't know. We're going to get out of here? And I finally got my piece of paper, and I go, this means I can get out of here, right? And they don't shrug their shoulders. They do like this bobblehead thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I was so nervous when I went on the stage because I had a flight out that night that they weren't going to let me leave. And I forgot my opening joke. My opening joke was going to be like, hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for coming out. Can't believe I'm here. And you know what's funny? I've probably already talked to half of you already on the phone. And by the way, I know your name isn't Steve, which would have fucking killed. And I forgot to do it because I was scared. So there you go. There you go. Oh, Saudi Arabia performing to 8,000 people all dressed like fucking Yasser Arafat. Going, how the fuck? Someday I'll tell you guys about that whole gig. You know, when the false flag outrage of that kind of goes away or whatever. It's like one of my top 3 gigs of all fucking time. Just as far as like just standing there going, how in the fuck am I going to make these people laugh? And then also worrying about getting arrested and then knowing full well that there's no way fucking Donnie Boy's going to get me out. Oh, Donnie Boy. I had like fucking dry mouth for like the first 20 minutes before I realized, okay, it is cool. Am I going to do my gay gym joke? All right, I'm doing it. Let's see what happens. Anytime anybody even moved or got up, I would get nervous. And I don't know. That one was a great one. Italy. I could go on for Germany. That was just fucking, oh my God, first time I did Budapest. And the crowd was so amazing. I was like, I should have fucking shot a special here. Last one I'll tell you. In Finland, like the person who said, I will never forget this. I go, do you guys believe in an afterlife here? And they were like, no. And I go, so what do you think happens when you die? And this is the greatest answer I've ever heard, the one that makes the most sense. This guy in the crowd goes, do you remember what it was like before you were born? And I said, no. And he goes, it's like that. I was just like, oh my God. I mean, that's the best fucking answer, especially since I recently read that book, A Brief History of the World. And when it put human beings on a 24-hour clock as far as like how long things have been alive on this planet and when we got here, it said we showed up at 11:51 p.m. So this whole idea that God made this place for us and made us in his image, the whole way that we make ourselves the star of the show, the math does not work out on that. I think he made it and he left, and he's just continuing to expand the universe. He's an artist. He's just still out there building. And we're way in the rear. I don't even know that he's even fucking aware of us when you look at it that way. And all I ever think is, do you remember what it was like before you were alive? It's like that. It's just like, wow. Gotta fucking give it up to you, sir. That's a fantastic fucking answer. That's the only answer I've ever heard that made sense. The whole, oh, you get like reincarnated and you come back and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, well, the math doesn't make sense. If everybody's just getting reincarnated, it would be the same 7 people over and over again. But then you make more people and they keep coming, like, until what? The only thing that there's just a bunch of people standing around, there's no trees left? I never understood that. The whole idea of living forever in heaven, have you really thought about that? Like, forever. Like, what would you want to do? Like, you get to see all of these fucking, everybody, all your friends, all your family, all that, all of this shit forever? I mean, I can't even go to a fucking cookout without getting into an argument with a couple of them. I'm going to spend forever with all of these goddamn people. It just doesn't make any sense. But I also know that I'm a living thing, so I should not understand what happens at. But I've just never understood. Or like if you're an asshole, you go to hell forever? You don't serve a sentence? Why can't you go to hell for as long as you were alive? I feel like if you go to hell forever, you kind of owe. And also, how could you enjoy heaven if you got there and then you realized one of your friends didn't make it? And then you have to sit there every day knowing that your friend is burning in flames forever? Forever, ever? Forever, ever? All right. It's like that. All right. Hymns, everybody. You know, the moment you notice something's off in the bedroom, it tends to stick with you. Most guys sit on it longer than they should. Hims makes it simple to actually do something about it with real treatment options, 100% online. Hims connects you with licensed healthcare providers online, giving you simple access to legitimate erectile dysfunction treatment options from home. No awkward appointments, no pharmacy line. Hey, dude, own your fucking dick. Go in there. Hey, doc, my dick's fucking staring at the floor. You got to help me out. Be ashamed of that. Just complete a simple online intake and a provider will review your information to determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment ships directly to your door. That includes sildenafil, also known as generic for Viagra, available through Hims at up to 95% less than the brand name version. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to my dick, I'm going with the name brand. And if that option isn't right for you, there are also additional treatment options available, so you can find what works best for your body. It's straightforward, transparent, and designed to make getting care feel easy. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for erectile dysfunction and more, visit hims.com/Burr. That's HIMS.com/BURR. Hims.com/Burr. Not available in all 50 states. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Sildenafil is the generic version of Viagra. Viagra is a registered trademark of Viatris Specialty LLC. Hims is not affiliated with or endorsed by Viatris. All right. I think I did it. Did I read all of the? Did I do all the reads? Oh, I didn't do ShipStation. ShipStation. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sounds right until you actually do the math. For most businesses, shipping is the thing. What's it actually costing you? Because if nobody's questioning it, it's probably costing you way more than it should. ShipStation makes shipping easy and savings are immediate. Most businesses are overpaying on shipping without realizing it. ShipStation automatically compares rates across UPS, USPS, and FedEx on every order with savings up to 90%. ShipStation is an end-to-end order fulfillment platform for e-commerce business built to handle your entire shipping workflow so your team can focus on growth. Everything from order management to inventory and returns is centralized in one platform. And with automated rate shipping, you can compare rates across UPS, USPS, and FedEx with savings up to 90% off. The sooner you switch, the sooner you start saving time and more money. Get started with ShipStation today and get 60 days free at ShipStation.com with code Burr. That's ShipStation.com, code Burr. ShipStation.com, code Burr. Taxes and fees apply. By the way, how about them fucking Red Sox? What are they, like 31-5? Absolutely killing it. And then we actually made some moves here, trying to keep up with the fucking Dodgers, who are buying everybody out there on the planet. We took that catcher from the Orioles, which I think sucked. I hate that shit. I was really excited when he came up. Like, they had a whole fucking YouTube video about this guy finding out that he was going up to the big leagues, and the way that they were talking about him, his arm and all of that, and the offense that he could provide and everything. I grew up with, like, Johnny Bench all the way to fucking the fuck's his name? Mike Piazza, the offensive catchers. I don't know. I wish guys like that would, like, stay on teams. Anyway, that's the podcast. Thank you for listening. Have a great couple of days, you cunts. And I'll check. Go fuck yourselves. That's what I'm supposed to say. Go fuck yourself. And I'll check in on you on Thursday.